Before I laid my last card on the table, I had to ask myself a question. A simple question. Was I even in the game, or was I just a ghost haunting the casino? You do not ask a question like that for kicks. It was an emergency flare shot into a black sky, a signal that the whole operation had gone south. The catastrophe was not the ideas. The ideas were dynamite. The problem was, the whole damn city was death. My books, Zarathustra, the whole damn lot. They were messages in a bottle, and the ocean was empty. I was about to make a demand on this world that would break its back, and when you are about to do that, you had better put your name on the door. It became necessary. I had to say who I am, but there was a mismatch. The size of my job, and the size of the pygmies I was dealing with. They did not listen. They did not even look. It was like shouting the secrets of the universe into a packed morgue. And a thing like that, it does something to a man. It starts to rub you out. I was living on my own credit. My account was with me, and me alone. It is a tough line of work, being your own bank. But the silence got so thick, I had to wonder, was my whole life just a rumor I had started myself? I will paint you a picture. High country, thin air, stone and silence, my kind of turf. Then the tourist shows up, the educated man. I just needed one conversation with this character, one look into his vacant eyes, to know for sure that I was a dead man. So who was the trigger man? You look for the usual suspects, the tyrant, the censor, the man with the brass knuckles, but it was not them. The hit came from the educated man, the kind of tourist who collects ideas like butterflies. His stare was so empty, so clean of understanding, that when he looked at me, I was not there. It was the perfect crime. You cannot prove a man has been rubbed out when the murder weapon is a vacant look. Despair. What do you do when you have been ghosted? You fight. There is a time to keep your mouth shut and a time to attack. My pride, my instincts, they screamed at me to walk away into the shadows. But pride is a luxury a ghost cannot afford. A duty to the job, this most difficult demand, forced my hand. I had to get down in the gutter. I had to shout. I had to lay down the law. 3 commands, fired like 3 shots in the dark. First, listen to me. The silence was over. Second, I am the one who I am. My existence was not up for a vote. Third, and this was the big one. Above all, do not mistake me for anyone else. That second command, I am the one who I am. It had a familiar ring to it, a calling card lifted from an old case file. The name the big boss, the one upstairs, gave to Moses at a burning bush. I am that I am. Why would a man like me flash the credentials of the old god? I was not applying for his job. I was staging a hostile takeover. After the boss is dead, someone has to take over the firm. I was appropriating the power of self-creation itself. In a town where God is dead, a man has to be his own foundation. You build yourself up from the bedrock, or you sink into the mud. You have to learn to say I am with the kind of force that makes the walls shake. So this whole preamble, it was not a handshake. It was a drawn gun, a weapon, loaded and cocked against every cheap hustler and misreader who ever got me wrong. I was arming my future accomplices against the mistakes of the past. I was no longer a ghost. Through sheer will, I had seized my own reality. I had told them who I was. Now, I was going to show them how a man like me gets made.